Hey, welcome back, Movie Misfits. Today is Tuesday. We're going to be talking about Fatman, which was released in November of 2020. Stars Mel Gibson, Walter Goggins, and Marianne Baptiste. So before we go into the review, let's take a quick look at the trailer.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I've lost my influence. Maybe it's time I retired the coat.
You still have it.
Some kids with a deer rifle put 2 holes in the sleigh, one in me. All I have is a loathing for a world that's forgotten.
The United States military would like to procure your services.
This is a one-time deal, gentlemen. How are you, Mike? Nicole and the kids are well, I hope.
Where are you?
You just lost a big son!
What's the job?
I'd like you to kill Santa Claus.
When I first heard about this movie and saw a trailer for this film, I was super excited because this looked like the type of movie I really wanted to see. I was really disappointed that none of the theaters in my area were open due to the pandemic. When I first saw the trailer, I was like, ooh, an old, gritty, angry Santa Claus? I dig it. I was like, this seems pretty cool. It kind of had like a Unforgiven vibe, or even like a Logan vibe. Like it had that dark, fallen hero kind of look to it. Except if Clint Eastwood and Wolverine were Santa Claus. So unfortunately, since none of the theaters were open by me, I was at the mercy of DVD. So that's why this film is being reviewed in February instead of December. Let's just say this right away and keep the review kind of short. This movie was awesome. So in this film, Santa Claus is real and everyone knows about it. What I liked about this film, it didn't go deeply into the Santa Claus mythology. It gave a little bit of a hint of an idea of what was kind of Reed and knows everyone. I thought that was actually a pretty cool shot. It kind of reminded me of Bruce Willis's character in Unbreakable, where he could kind of like touch someone and kind of like get an idea of who they are. There's a scene where he crawls into bed with Mrs. Claus after delivering presents all night. He explains to her that he was shot by some kids that had a rifle. There is a cool scene where he starts cleaning up his wound. Reminded me a lot of that scene in Logan where he's basically doing the same thing. He's just tired, he's old, and like his body's riddled up with bullet wounds and knife wounds and whatnot. So a real Santa Claus that takes bullets. Kris Kringle is kind of down right now because he's realizing that most of the kids in the world are actually not very good. So most of them are actually getting coal. And I will say the relationship between Mrs. Claus and Kris Kringle, Claus being played by Marianne Baptiste, she did a really good job. I actually did buy the relationship between Kris Kringle and Mrs. Kringle. It seemed like they were an old couple. However, like they've been through a lot together, but they still actually love each other. So I did actually buy the relationship. And I did think that was actually pretty cool because she does play a big part in this movie as well. So as I mentioned, most of the kids are getting coal. So there's like this rich, rotten kid in this movie. And normally I don't like child actors. I'm usually not into them. However, the kid that they got for this film does a good job of being a villain. He's basically like if Patrick Bateman from American Psycho was a little kid. Rotten little kid decides to take a hit out on Santa Claus. So this whole film is basically Kris Kringle losing his faith in everyone and humanity. And, Mrs. Kringle bringing him back into it. And, try to show him that there is hope for people out there. Meanwhile, there's someone that's trying to hunt him down. So at the end of this movie, I won't go into full detail. It is a full-blown Western. And man, this is a good ending. I was like, wow. I was very pleased with this movie. Like I said, I wish I would have seen it in the theater. I would have liked to give my full support to this movie in the theater because I feel like this is a cool original story. This reminded me of that one scene from Scrooge, the night the reindeer died. I feel like this was made into a movie finally. We finally got it. So it's a dark Santa Claus movie where he's not evil, not a horror movie, but he's like almost like a fallen superhero trying to make good. So I really recommend this movie. If you're into like actions, dark westerns, or anything like that, I would definitely check this out. Mel Gibson plays a great, dark, old, gritty Santa Claus. Walter Goggins plays a great hitman in this film. And also Marianne Baptiste plays a great Mrs. Kringle. She's actually a very cool character in this film. And I'm going to call this kid Little Patrick Bateman for a while, because that's exactly who he felt like. Because he's even wearing a suit and tie through most of this movie. Maybe when this kid grows up, he'll be a villain in something big also. So I would definitely check out Fatman. I'm going to give Fatman a B+. So don't forget to hit like and subscribe on my channel here. And I'm Mike the Movie Misfit, and I'll see you at the movies, hopefully eventually soon.